Dear Virgos, get ready. If the past few years have left you feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, at the mercy of others' moods, or navigating a perpetual fog of relationships, I have some historic news for you. 2026 is the year of your liberation. Imagine finally being freed from the heavy backpack you've been carrying since 2023. That feeling of being stuck, that sense of being held back by responsibilities that aren't yours, it all evaporates. You're no longer just holding on. You're being reborn. In 2026, you're no longer serving the interests of others. You're taking back control of your own destiny. Why is this year so different? Because the heavens are shifting their key pieces and placing you at the center of the chessboard. First, the departure of the Saturn-Neptune opposition. This is the major event. These two planets are leaving Pisces, your opposite sign. This marks the end of illusions in your relationships and the end of administrative obstacles or the ego that held you back. The confrontation is over, and your voice is free. Then, Uranus enters Gemini on November 25th. Be prepared for an electric shock. Uranus enters your career and public life sector. It's the wind of radical change. You might feel like dropping everything for a freer, more innovative path. This is the year for a major professional leap. And finally, Jupiter in Leo. Starting this summer, while Uranus revolutionizes your external world, Jupiter in Leo settles into your inner sanctum. It becomes your invisible protection, your guardian angel. It prepares your psyche for a profound renewal. You have never been so well guided by your intuition. In this comprehensive and detailed guidance, we will delve into the heart of your transformation. How can you manage unforeseen professional challenges without losing your legendary organizational skills? How can you embrace a newfound emotional freedom? Together, we'll break down your love life, career, health, finances, and social life quarter by quarter. I'll give you the strategic mantras for each stage, and we'll analyze the specifics of each phase. Dear Virgo, in 2026, you'll cease to be the shadow and become the light. This is your year of transformation. Virgo friends, you're starting 2026 with a clear mission: purification. This is the time to take stock of what has exhausted you over the past 2 years. Saturn is finishing its journey in your relationship sector. You're setting your final boundaries. This is a quarter of quiet but essential preparation. In love, this quarter acts as a filter. For couples, you need to discuss the division of tasks and responsibilities. Romance requires respecting your personal space. If the relationship survived the pressures of 2026, it becomes indestructible this quarter. For singles, you're not in the mood for superficial flirting. You prefer solitude to company that drains your energy. You're rebuilding your self-esteem, which will make you magnetic for the rest of the year. Work-wise, this is the ideal time to bring cycles to a close. Don't launch any major, revolutionary projects just yet. Wait until November. For now, focus on technical excellence. Settle old disputes, organize your paperwork, and complete any ongoing training. You're freeing up mental space to welcome the dazzling opportunities that arrive in the spring. Health-wise, your nervous system has been put under considerable strain and demands attention. This is the central theme of your start to the year. You absolutely must slow down. Your body is sending signals: fragmented sleep, increased muscle tension, grounding activities, walks in the forest, gardening, or simply moments of silence are essential. Your summer vitality depends on your winter rest. Financially, Virgo's perfectionism is your greatest asset. Here, you scrutinize your accounts. It's an excellent time to renegotiate contracts, insurance policies, or subscriptions. You're looking to cut unnecessary financial leaks. The goal is to secure your foundation so you feel free to take professional risks later in the year. In terms of relationships, the social sorting continues, radically but calmly. You're learning to say no without justifying yourself. Toxic or overly demanding relationships naturally fade away because you're no longer feeding them. You're getting closer to people who share your values of integrity and discretion. Your circle is shrinking, but its quality is increasing. Now, here's the breakdown by departure for this first quarter. For those who are leaving first, you're the first to feel the end of the oppressive atmosphere. This quarter, you're operating like a radar. You're seizing opportunities before anyone else. Your mind is remarkably clear. It's time to put your ambitions into words because your voice carries further than usual. Your challenge this quarter is not to confuse speed with haste. Your mind is working fast, but the world still needs a few weeks to catch up. Your mantra this quarter is, My vision is clear, my words are true, I am preparing the way for my own light. Second phase of decluttering. You are in the most intense phase of your sorting process. This quarter is a true emotional detox. You feel the need to protect your energy like a sacred treasure. You will be the one setting the firmest boundaries with those around you, and you are right to do so. Your challenge is to accept that you cannot be useful to everyone. Your only responsibility this quarter is yourself. And your mantra is, I am the guardian of my inner temple. By saying no to others, I am finally saying yes to myself. Third phase of decluttering. You are still under the influence of Neptune's last waves. For you, the first quarter is a period of waking dreams and great intuition. You are transforming your fears into wisdom. It is the ideal time for anything related to creativity or spirituality. Something within you is softening. Your challenge is to stay grounded. Don't get lost in the S's. Remain anchored in your daily rituals. Your mantra is, I transform the past into fertilizer for my future. I trust the process of life. Dear Virgo, fasten your seatbelt. If the first quarter was a decompression chamber, this is the takeoff. On November 25, 2026, Uranus, the planet of awakening, revolution, and the unexpected, moves to the top of your sky, in your career and destiny sector. This is an event that only happens once every 84 years. For you, it means one thing, the status quo is over. This quarter will require you to let go of your need for control and embrace your genius. You are no longer following the plan, you are becoming the innovation. In your love life, a wind of freedom is blowing with unusual force. If you're in a relationship and it's become a stifling routine, Uranus's energy will push you to break down the walls. You're not necessarily looking for a breakup, but you're craving space, novelty, a new way to breathe together. It's time to reinvent your rules. For singles, you might be attracted to people completely different from your usual criteria. Someone electric, original, even unsettling could enter your life. This quarter, love isn't about security but about adventure. You're learning that the other person is no longer there to complete you but to inspire you. At work, Uranus in the 10th house often triggers what's called the call of the unknown. This is where everything happens. You might receive a completely unexpected offer that requires a radical change of direction or feel an irresistible urge to leave an overly rigid environment to launch your project. Virgos in employment will see their work methods completely disrupted by new technologies or a major restructuring. Don't be afraid of chaos, it's in this, despite the chaos, Uranus offers you the opportunity to become a leader in your field. This is the quarter where you transition from the perfect executor to the bold visionary. So, dear Virgo, beware. Your nervous system will be under high tension. Uranus is an electric energy. It can give you wings, but it can also cause insomnia or anxiety linked to uncertainty. You must learn to discharge this electricity. Intense exercise, dancing, or anything that allows you to release excess energy is vital. It's also the time to try alternative or technological health methods. Biofeedback, a new therapy. Don't let your brain run at 200 km per hour without giving your body daily physical grounding. The earth needs to absorb your flashes of genius. Financially, Virgo's usual prudence will be challenged. You could experience rapid fluctuations, a sudden influx of money linked to a new project, or conversely, an unexpected expense necessary for your independence. Uranus is pushing you to invest in the future. Training, new work tools, or cutting-edge technology. Don't see these changes as a loss of control, but as a necessary update to your financial software. It's time to bet on your own worth and your ability to bounce back. Your social landscape is undergoing a radical transformation. You're distancing yourself from overly predictable or conservative people who try to hold you back out of fear for you. You'll be irresistibly drawn to free spirits, inventors, mavericks, or mentors who have already taken the leap you're about to make. Your social life is becoming a laboratory of ideas. People are no longer seeking you out for your sense of service, but for your sharp intelligence and your ability to understand where the future is headed before anyone else. This is a quarter of lightning-fast connections that will open incredible doors for the rest of the year. Here's the specific analysis by camp and mantras for this second quarter of 2026. First camp, you're in the direct line of fire with Uranus. You're the one who will feel the most radical and immediate need for change. If you've been planning a career change, a move, or a break with the past, now's the time. You're no longer afraid of shocking or disappointing others because your need for truth has become stronger than your need to please. Your challenge will be to avoid burning bridges impulsively. Make sure your rebellion serves a purpose, not just an escape. Your mantra for this quarter is, I don't destroy, I liberate. I'm not afraid of the unknown because I am the architect of my own freedom. This is your second major shift. The impact of Uranus is more mental. You'll have to demonstrate exceptional intellectual agility. You'll be asked to solve new problems using methods you've never tried before. This is a quarter of forced but exciting skills updates. Your challenge this quarter will be to let go of perfectionism. In the urgency of change, the best is often the enemy of the good. Accept the imperfection of movement. Your mantra this quarter is, my intelligence is fluid, I adapt to each wave and transform every unexpected event into a strategic opportunity. Third quarter, you finish clearing away the last vestiges of the past. For you, this quarter is a tremendous emotional liberation. You feel the ground beneath your feet finally becoming firm. You use external turmoil to strengthen your inner grounding. You are one of those who keeps a cool head when everyone else is in turmoil. Your challenge will be not to remain a spectator in your own life. Uranus is also calling you. Dare to give your opinion, even if it shakes things up. Your mantra this quarter is, I am the calm at the center of the storm. My strength comes from my inner peace, and my intuition guides me to my rightful place. Dear Virgo, after the electric storm of spring, the summer of 2026 offers you a radically different atmosphere. On November 30th, Jupiter, the planet of expansion and luck, enters the flamboyant sign of Leo. But for you, it settles in the shadows, in your 12th house. In astrology, this is called the guardian angel transit. While the other signs exhaust themselves in a quest for visibility, you discover an unsuspected inner strength. This quarter is marked by a major celestial event, the total solar eclipse on December 12th. Prepare for a revelation that will change your perception of yourself. In love, the time for grand public displays is over. Now is the time for deep connection. For couples, Jupiter in the 12th house favors forgiveness and reconciliation. If old issues are still lingering, now is the time to turn the page for good. You experience a kind of telepathic connection with your partner. It's a summer of romantic retreat where you find yourself far from the noise of the world. For singles, it's a period of karmic encounters. Someone from your past might return, not to start over, but to close a chapter. Or perhaps you'll meet someone who makes you feel like you've known them forever. This summer, love isn't sought with the eyes, it's recognized with the heart. You're healing your fears of abandonment. Professionally, you're changing your strategy. After the upheavals of November and May, you understand that to reign, you sometimes need to know how to remain discreet. This is the ideal quarter to work on secret projects in research, writing, or strategic planning. You're the eminence grise, the one pulling the strings behind the scenes with formidable efficiency. The eclipse on December 12th could mark the definitive end of an activity that no longer suits you or the end of a burdensome contract. Don't fear this void. Jupiter is preparing the ground for a meteoric rise next year. You're learning to work not harder, but with more intuition. In terms of health, this is perhaps the area where you will feel the most benefit. Jupiter in the 12th house is a position of immense psychological protection. If you have suffered from stress or chronic fatigue in the previous quarter, you will experience a kind of inner miracle. Your vitality returns through spirituality, meditation, or contact with water. Your sleep becomes exceptionally rich and restorative. Pay particular attention to your dreams around the eclipse of December 12th. Your subconscious is revealing the keys to your future success. This is the summer when you learn that your mind is your best ally for health. Financially, Jupiter in a hidden position often brings unexpected gains or providential protection when least expected. This could take the form of an inheritance, a forgotten repayment, a net gain from an influential person working behind the scenes for you, or a brilliant intuition for a long-term investment. This is not the time to splurge, but to consolidate. You manage your resources with almost prophetic wisdom. You've been on the lookout for good deals, while remaining very discreet about your true situation. Discretion is your best strategy for prosperity this summer. Your social life is transforming into a very small, trusted circle. You're shunning crowds and the superficial social niceties of summer. You're prioritizing deep one-on-one conversations that last until the wee hours about the meaning of life. You might find yourself drawn to therapists, spiritual guides, or wise old friends who help you integrate the changes of spring. People sense your new aura, calmer, more mysterious, more imposing. You no longer seek to be loved for what you do, but for who you are. This is a quarter of definitive relational cleansing. You're keeping only those who resonate with the same frequency of truth as you. Here's the personalized analysis by camps and mantras for this third quarter. First camp, Uranus continues to stimulate your mind, but Jupiter in Leo is softening this electricity. For you, this quarter is one of revelation. You suddenly understand why you had to endure the spring storms. Your analytical skills are coupled with infallible intuition. It's the ideal time to conceive a large-scale project that you won't reveal until 2027. Your challenge will be to trust your feelings, even if they seem illogical at first. Your mantra for this quarter is, I see beyond appearances. My silence is a laboratory where I prepare my future victory. Second departure, the eclipse of December 12th particularly affects you. It marks the end of an old fear or complex that prevented you from shining. You are experiencing a kind of karmic cleansing. You feel lighter, more serene. It's the time to take care of your inner child and extend to yourself the kindness you usually offer others. Your challenge will be to finally let go of guilt. You have the right to be happy without needing to justify it through work. Your mantra this quarter is, I heal my past with love. Every cell in my body breathes peace and security. Very decamp, you are on the bridge between heaven and earth this quarter. Your usual pragmatism is enriched by a very strong spiritual dimension. You might discover gifts of magnetism, heightened intuition, or a marked interest in the mysteries of life. Others come to you for advice because you exude an impressive quiet strength. Your challenge will be not to let yourself be overwhelmed by the emotions of others. Keep your protective bubble intact. Your mantra this quarter is, I am grounded and connected to the stars. My wisdom, my shield, and my guide. Dear Virgo, here we are. The final chapter of this year of radical transformation. If 2026 began with sorting and continued with shock, this end of the year is the year of manifestation. You're no longer just observing this change, you're embodying it. As Saturn and Neptune settle comfortably into Aries, a new, rawer, and more assertive ambition takes hold of you. You're no longer afraid to take up space. This quarter is when you lay the foundations for the castle you'll build in 2027. As the year draws to a close, your love life gains maturity and solidity. For couples, you've weathered the spring's upheavals and the summer's questioning. Now, you're building something tangible. This could translate into a joint real estate project, a new, more flexible household organization, or simply a renewed connection based on complete honesty. You're no longer sacrificing yourselves, you're collaborating. Respecting each other's independence becomes the glue of your union. For singles, your energy has shifted. You're no longer attracting unstable or dependent individuals, but rather autonomous, bold, and intellectually stimulating personalities. The end-of-year gatherings have a very down-to-earth feel. There's mutual appreciation, respect, and above all, shared plans. You approach winter with a serene heart and unwavering self-esteem. At work, this is the area where the harvest is most visible. The seeds of genius sown under the influence of Uranus in November are beginning to bear fruit. You're stabilizing your new role or activity. If you've launched your own business, this is the moment profitability takes hold. Your legendary organizational skills, coupled with your newfound boldness, make you formidable. You could receive a promotion or public recognition for a project you've been working on behind the scenes over the summer. You're no longer just the one executing, you're the one making the decisions. The administrative hurdles that held you back at the beginning of the year are now a distant memory. You're re-ending 2026 in a position of strength. Your health at the end of this year depends on your ability to stabilize your newfound energy. Having learned to harness the electricity of Uranus, you're finally finding your groove. You've integrated new, more modern lifestyle habits that are better suited to your actual needs. It's an excellent time to boost your vitality with a more targeted diet or innovative self-care routines. You feel more resilient, both physically and mentally. Your body is no longer passively experiencing stress, it's transforming it into a driving force. You're ending the year with an energy level you haven't felt in a long time, ready to tackle the challenges of the coming year. Financially, the end of the year is marked by a welcome stabilization. The management efforts of the first quarter and the protective influence of Jupiter in the third quarter are paying off. Your income could increase thanks to new professional ventures or bold investments made earlier. You'll manage this influx of money with the prudence typical of your sign, but you're finally allowing yourself pleasures or investments that improve your quality of life. You understand that money is a tool for freedom, not just a shield against fear. Your year-end financial statement reflects your renewed sense of self-worth. It has clearly improved. Your social landscape is now purified. There is no longer room for parasites or superficial relationships. You end the year surrounded by a circle of influence, people who inspire you, lift you up, and respect your need for autonomy. Your interactions are stimulating, future-oriented, and focused on shared projects. You could become involved in a group, association, or professional network where your ideas are heard and respected. You no longer need to prove your worth. It is evident to everyone. This is a time of warm celebration where you finally feel surrounded by your true family, the one you have chosen. Here is the final analysis by Camps and Mantras for the fourth quarter. First of all, you were the first to feel the wrath of Uranus. You are now the first to build its structures. At the end of this year, you are giving concrete form to your revolutionary ideas. Whether it's a new contract, a new lifestyle, or a new brand image, everything is solidifying. You're ahead of the curve. Your challenge is not to become too rigid in your new structure. Keep a small window open for the unexpected. Your mantra this quarter is, "What I conceived in freedom, I build for the long term. My new life is a temple of coherence." In your second phase, you end the year with impressive natural authority. Past doubts have transformed into calm confidence. Your phase benefits the most from financial and professional stability. People come to you for your expertise and your ability to manage crises. You are the pillar your loved ones and colleagues rely on. Your challenge will be to learn to receive as much as you give. Celebrate your successes instead of immediately moving on to the next project. Your mantra this quarter is, "I recognize my own worth and I accept abundance. I am worthy of my success." Dear Virgo, you spent the summer listening to your soul. You are spending the winter acting on its behalf. For you, this quarter is one of tangible magic. Doors are opening because you are finally aligned with your life's purpose. Your relationships are deep, and your projects have a meaning that transcends mere materialism. Your challenge is not to let the end-of-year fatigue extinguish your inner light. Keep up your spiritual rituals. Your mantra this quarter is, "My action is the extension of my soul. Every step I take is guided and blessed by life." Dear Virgo, we are reaching the end of this journey through your year 2026. If there is only one thing to remember, it is this: you have spent the year breaking free from the cage of perfectionism to finally enter the freedom of authenticity. You are no longer the shadow that serves, you are the light that guides. Uranus shook you awake. Jupiter protected you to heal you, and Saturn freed you from burdens that no longer belong to you. You end this year lighter, more powerful, and above all, finally master of your own destiny. Your overall mantra for 2026 is, "In 2026, I relinquish control to embrace my genius. I cease to be useful and become indispensable. My freedom, my security, my truth, and my compass. I am ready." Producing these long and detailed guidance sessions requires weeks of research and work. If you would like to support my work in a tangible way, you can use the 5x thanks button located just below the video. Your contribution, whatever its size, allows me to continue offering you this quality content independently. A huge thank you in advance for your generosity. If this guidance resonated with you, if it brought you the clarity you needed to move forward, please let me know in the comments. I read each of your messages, and it's your energy that keeps this channel going. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my astrological analyses throughout the year. Share this video with another Virgo who needs to know that the tunnel is nearing its end. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Take care of yourselves, dear Virgos, because the world needs your new light. I'll see you very soon for another guidance session. Until then, shine bright. Amen.